Ah, welcome, travelers. It has been some time since I have seen men coated in mail, toting back such fat sacks as you have. Of loot, of course. I'm sure the bar wenches here will be most adequately satiated by your tip for the mead. But come, the first round is on me. Enjoy yourself. Oh, what do I do? Well, I am an adventurer myself, an anthropologist, a cryptozoologist, a wanderer of the seven worlds, a man always seeking enlightenment and knowledge. Where there is horizon, I will walk to that, and then to the next, and on to the next, and finally, oh, a story? Well, yes, but let me first. Well, the embers still seem to be quite orange from the hearth, and I believe we shall need that heat. For I shall tell you, when I go all the way to the very edge of this world, there is a land, and in that land the sun itself rises, and it flies across the sky to where it sets past where we sit now. And in that land there are creatures born of some foul, forgotten hell. They are not of this world, although they are in possession of vast sums of knowledge and lore of this world, for they were here before the gods made us from sculpted clay. I will assure you of that, and I have verified it with many keen-minded sages from the circles in which I wander. But they are not only there, for they are here as well, and I have seen them. Well, sometimes they look like you, and you. You see, they can wear whatever flesh amuses them and change them as quickly as you or I change a tunic. Well, not you, it seems. You haven't changed your tunic in many ages. Perhaps many ages still to come before you undergo such a change. But they will change their flesh like we change a pair of boots, with the skill of a lizard sliding from a skin, but they can change over and over again. But that is not their true form, the form of an elven maiden, or your best friend, your finest traveling companion, as they can assume that guise and role as well. It's quite scary, isn't it? And they're smart, they're cunning, they're cagey. They are able to converse and deal with people in such an exceptional fashion that when encountering them, if on even terms, they are most easily dealt with. But if you are not on even terms, you will surely find yourself either slaughtered or, if promising enough, to become a slave to them. And such is, well, probably not a very good life. But it is better than to be a headless body at the bottom of some ravine. Some call them ogres, and that is often the last words they ever say. Because you see, ogres are foul, primitive, savage beasts that are dumb as the wall across the tavern. They can be outwitted by a child, and have been on many an occasion, I assure you. I know stories I could tell as well, but not tonight. I won't tell those stories until you change your tunic. But they are creatures of surprising intellect, and to think of them in such base derogatory terms, so if that is all the word ogre conjures, is surely to set yourself up to underestimate them, which, with their tremendous amount of strength, will be the last thing that you ever do. They are called Ogre Magi, Ogre Mages, but their true name is Oni, going back to that eastern land and far past that to whatever hell they crawled out of originally. They can wear the flesh and face of any man or woman they wish, regardless of what their gender is. Oh no, they are not our size. They are 10, sometimes as high as 15 feet high. Yes, that's 3 men. Well, 2 and a dwarf at least. They are known to be tremendously strong as the word ogre would typically lead your mind to think, but they are as smart as a sage with a clever mind, which is both predatory and understanding of complex tactics and trickery. To underestimate them, as I have said, would surely be the downfall of even adventurers as stout as yourselves. And your mail and battle axe will do you no good if your mind is not quick enough to understand the trap you may have already wandered into. You see, they are understanding of these tactics and can take a band of goblins and kobolds and orcs and forge the savage things together with perhaps a few lesser-born ogres and make an army of tremendous and mighty strength. that can sprawl across a world, leaving devastation in their wake, but then building into a new strange form of order, for they are not creatures of that carnality that must be bent upon bloodthirsty satiation like an orc or an ogre. No, they are keen-minded and interested in building society, for it is within that they are most dangerous, because they have so many characteristics that are, so much like ourselves. Yet, even in their very nature, they are nothing like us, for magic bleeds from their pores. They have abilities that can only be described as otherworldly and eldritch in their execution, to send you off to slumber or to dominate your mind. They can fly, turn into mist, and if you cut their arm off, they might laugh at you and put it back on. You see, the real problem with them is they are so tenaciously attached to life. They love life more than we do, and life loves them too. And in this union of love, they have found a grand strength. I've seen one cut into a dozen pieces only a half hour later to reassemble itself and go traipsing after the man in the flesh of one of his companions who had just stood there on the battlefield with him. They hold grudges, and if you ever fight one of these Oni, these 15-foot tall giants of blue or green skin with horns and flaming red eyes, with the ability to cast you into darkness or slumber, or control your mind, or fly from you, or turn to mist before you, or to shrug off the most offensive of spells, for their flesh is woven of a stuff from another world, entirely unlike the bone and sinew of ours that they pretend to wear. They hold grudges, and they will come for you. You must remember, there is only one thing that will always see you through. There's a reason that I put my back to it, for it is the only thing in all the worlds that you can trust, for fire always cleans and cleanses. You should know that, because they don't even have to be visible.